Day 17 of my 20-day water fast. Well, I'm still wearing my snazzy new arm sling contraption device. It's definitely way more comfortable and way more secure and locked down feeling. Okay, as you can see, here it is. Got this like snazzy ball thing here, like squeeze on. It's got like this big, thick foam padding that it's like a barrier and in between, like attaches to my torso in here, so it just like locks it down. And actually, I think I gotta pull it just ever so tighter. You know, I keep losing weight each day, so I gotta keep readjusting it. So, but yeah, so you can see it just kind of, yep. So my arms in here, it's got all this stuff here. So yeah, so I'll throw a link in the description. But yeah, no, it's definitely total lockdown now for my arm. Last night was the first night that I actually slept with it, and it was definitely it was not completely comfortable. My arm certainly wanted to be able to stretch out, and it was not able to. And I did find myself waking up in the middle of the night, like trying to position myself and feeling uncomfortable. And I had the additional like shoulder piece that kind of like pulls in this way, and it was just the combination of that plus this, it was just too much, and my arm was just like starting to kind of go crazy, and I was like, I gotta get this thing off. So I ended up taking that part off and then just leaving this. So I'm just feeling it out. So far it seems like just this alone seems to be sufficient, and it's certainly less, you know, constricting, you know, annoying kind of feeling, you know, especially laying down. So so I hope I'll be able to sleep through the night and not be waking up in the middle of the night. So that, I think that kind of affected me a bit. You know, it's like not having, you know, I didn't have uninterrupted sleep. So I think that kind of impacted me with my energy level today. Like I got up, I woke up, I did some meditation, did my meditation, and then yeah, got the little rental car, had this first little job, pick up some stuff, and I had another job, do some AV work, which that was another thing. I was just like, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do this AV work with only one fully usable hand, and I kind of twiddle with my fingers on my left hand, but not much more than that. But I managed to modify things and make it work. So I'm proud of that. You know, I didn't just say, well, I can't do it because I don't have two working arms, you know. Yeah, being in this condition is definitely forcing me to get more creative, how to do things with just one hand that I would just automatically always use two. And so it's actually been, you know, in that sense, it's been a positive experience because I'm kind of learning new little tricks and techniques of how to do things, you know, including like button my own pants with one hand instead of having two hands to button my pants, which is, it's definitely a struggle. Struggle this morning because I mean this one, because it's how locked down it is, it's not allowing me to actually, you know, reach down and assist, at least assist a little bit to help button my pants. So yeah, so I'm getting it down. It's still definitely slower than with two hands, but you know, I have a basic technique down now. So let's see what else. Well, back to the fasting specific data. pH, it was back up a little bit. It was back up to 5.75 again today. Again, I think the thing that threw things off a bit was I ended up consuming a fair amount of tap water because I didn't have access to my filtered water because I had forgotten it. I think I had forgotten it, right? Or was that the day before? Anyways, I just know I did, and I mean, actually today something happened kind of similar, but in that I left with a single 1.5 liter bottle this morning, and it was insufficient to get me through the day. So, you know, by afternoon time I was out, and then I had to make a stop over at my mom's, and ended up just having some warm water, some warm water that wasn't the special filtered water I've been using. So I know I'm like, I might skew things a little bit, but you know, what can you do? But I'm back on my filtered water, you know, when I got home today. So, and I was in such a hurry that I literally ran out of time to finish doing everything, and so I didn't take a pH, TDS, and EC reading. Although I'm suspecting it's probably similar to yesterday because I didn't use all the water from yesterday. Ended up starting with some of the water from yesterday already, so it's probably similar. Got up at 7:30-ish the second time. You know, the first time was, I don't know what time it was, probably like 4 in the morning or something like that. Initially I think I went to sleep around 12:30 last night, but then got woken up, you know, sometime in the middle of the night. I didn't want to look at my phone, look at the screen or anything. So I just kind of struggled with it and managed to pull the other thing off and make myself at least, you know, comfortable enough, sufficiently comfortable to get myself to go back to sleep. And then I woke up around 7:30. But I found that at probably around the 3:30 time today, I found myself like, okay, I'm feeling tired now. I need to take a nap. So that's what I did. So I ended up just stopping over my mom's. I needed to stop there anyways, and so I just ended up just laying down in bed and then just kind of passed out for a little while. I think passed out for like a good hour, and then just kind of relaxed for a couple hours, and then, you know, did other little things I needed to help her with, but just kind of chilled out for a little bit, so that helped. And then afterwards, let me see. So, okay, in terms of other sensations I had throughout the day, I have been noticing more. Some of the growling in my stomach has kind of returned a bit today. You know, if these feelings of, you know, they're feelings, but like, it's weird. I'm like, I no longer relate to them as like, oh, I'm hungry. I just relate to it as, oh, my stomach is making noises. You know, like, it's like I've separated the meaning of it is no longer has the same meaning anymore. You know, which I don't know if that was just kind of automatic or, you know, it's a natural thing to occur, you know, when you go into a long-term fast like I'm on right now. But that's just my experience at the moment, you know, that I'm not relating to it as I'm hungry. I'm just relating to it as I'm having these sensations in my stomach. My stomach is like, you know, and I just keep saying, well, it's gone through some more withdrawals of some sort. You know, there's more withdrawals, there's more cleansing that's happening, there's some detoxification happening, and that's what those sensations in my stomach are, you know. I'm like, they're not hunger, you know, because I'm just holding on to the concept of true hunger, which is a sensation in the back of your throat. It's a very distinctive sensation. It's like, that's when you actually need something, you know, like kind of change it to the stomach is when it's grumbling, it means you want something. When you have the true hunger sensation in the back of your throat, it means your body actually needs something. So, and I think people have been conditioned, and it's natural that we've been conditioned. I mean, I was conditioned that way most of my life too, until I learned about true hunger. So whenever my stomach is grumbling, I'm like, yep, it's like a little kid just wants his candy, that kind of thing. And I'm like, nope, sorry, can't have it, because I know he doesn't need it. So anything my stomach is grumbling about doesn't actually need anything. It's just grumbling because it's going through hunger pangs and withdrawal symptoms and yeast, any remnant yeast, stomach bacteria dying off, any of it that's still alive is just, dying off at different phases, so like different waves. So I definitely have been noticing a bit more of that today. And so like the thought had crossed my mind a couple of times today of like, what would happen if I, just totally broke the fast pretty soon. But then I was just like, it's just a feeling, I was trying to just like dismiss, to downplay the feelings, like don't put significance in the feelings. I mean, I'd say that's one of the biggest takeaways I'm getting is like, the more you can just practice just removing any significance from those feelings in your stomach and just detach yourself from it and just be feeling it and noticing it and not associating with it. And that it's happened so many times now that I just know that I'm like, if I just wait long enough, I know that hunger panging feeling or that gurgling feeling or that stomach churning feeling, if I just wait long enough, it'll go away. And so it's like, if I just go to sleep with that, I know when I wake up tomorrow, it won't be there. If I just hold out for, another half an hour, chances are it won't be there in a half an hour from now. So that's been really empowering to kind of get to that place. So that's something that's kind of been, and it's been described before, it's like ride the waves. When you're fasting, just one of the biggest tips is ride the wave. Ride the wave of hunger pangs, wave of stomach grumblings, wave of, different sensations flowing through your body, through your head. Suddenly you just get a little bit of foggy brained. Just ride it out, like let it ride it out and just burn off, and then you'll come out the other side. Like certainly, you could have like your fingertips start just like burning and hurting and aching, and your toes can be aching, and your back is aching, or suddenly you have all these like soreness, big, intense burning, aching sensations in your body. I mean, a couple of times I was having this like. Suddenly the side of my left thigh, which is suddenly just burning. It's this burning, throbbing sensation out of the blue. It would last for like 5 minutes, and then just go away, and then I don't feel anything again. And that's happened a few times now. I don't think I've mentioned it that much recently, but now I recall over the past few days, it's happened a few times. So I'm just like, that was interesting. Something else is happening there. But just noticing, spend a lot of time just noticing and not reacting. And let's see, lastly, tonight I went to my martial arts class again. This time I chose to participate a little bit more in limited capacity, given my my new little fancy arm sling immobilizer setup here. So I started thinking, I was watching one of the flow drills, and most of the movements were done with the right hand. So I was like, I asked one of the other assistant instructors, I was like, hey, mind if I can practice with me, like help me like kind of do this flow drill, but a modified version where I only use my right hand? And he was like, sure, and then so we started practicing doing the, jab, cross, hook, jab cross, and then I'm able to, do a return strike, and all just with one arm. And it's like something I would have never practiced before had it not been for this injury. And so, and it was like I was able to use just my one arm and one of my legs to be able to fully defend myself against someone who's just like starts throwing punches, using just one arm, and and I think pretty effectively too. So so that was actually pretty cool to know that I can handle myself with just one arm, because truth be told, there's times in your life where you may be walking with a big heavy bag of groceries in one arm, and then all of a sudden that's when something happens, or you're carrying a baby, you're carrying some priceless vase or something in one arm that you can't drop, and someone comes to like try to steal it from you. How do you defend against that with one arm? It's like, unless you practice it, you don't know. So that was another thing that was actually really cool. So I'm again discovering that there's these other hidden gems that are coming out because of this injury and subsequent re-injury. I'm learning more things about myself. I'm learning more modifications, how I can still operate with just one arm, and do things that I otherwise might have not thought I could do. So, and then also just continue doing this fasting. I definitely noticed that the drop in weight has definitely made a very noticeable difference in my ability to get low, to get in a lower stance, and not feel as exhausted and winded as I would before, because I was just carrying so much more weight before, so I've dropped, from 215 down to 186.3, but that with a sling, so it's more like 186.1. And so, with that much of a weight loss, just like feeling so much lighter, feeling so much more like featherweight feeling. It's like this, it's this like really pleasant, exuberant, exciting feeling to just feel like I can move easier. Things just are, I'm lighter on my feet, I'm lighter in my movement, I can change positions easier, with less effort, and so it's like really making me aware of how much weight I've been carrying my whole life. It's like you forget how much you've been carrying, how much of a baggage you've been carrying when you've been carrying it for years. You become, conditioned, and humans can get used to anything, so it's like being super overweight. You just get used to that sensation of carrying a certain load, and then it becomes, become acclimated to it, and then you forget that you're struggling, and it just feels normal. Suddenly your struggle just feels like that's just the norm, and the sense of lightness and springiness and ease of movement is like a foreign concept. So yeah, so that's what I'm discovering, and now I'm more excited than ever to keep going. Again, I'm going to do my plan now is to do the 20 days, and then on day 21, switch to a supplemental bone broth along with the water, and then go for another 10 days with using the bone broth supplement to just kind of, recharge a little bit, add some nutrients back in, assure that I have all the nutrients necessary to heal this bone as strong as possible, and heal my toe. And I'm not so much worried about my toe because it's just a little hairline fracture thing. So, whereas this was a clean break. So this is like more critical that it heals really strong. I mean, they're both important, but I got to make sure this is not able to be broken easily again. So that's part of why I'm doing it. Yeah, and then go for another 10 days doing that, and then just kind of see where I'm at, reevaluate, be like, am I there yet? If I'm not there yet, then I'll just keep going. So that's exciting. Yeah, but right now, yeah, so I think as long as I get some, that's the other thing. It's okay, it's just after midnight now, so I'm gonna go to sleep. I need to get to sleep, so I better end this right now. And so I'm praying that I will be able to sleep through the night with this wonderful sling on. So, all right. Wow, I can't believe it. Tomorrow, it's day 18. Wow. Day 18. Yeah, damn. Time flies when you're having fasting fun. So, all right, that was a silly joke. All right, till the next video. All right, bye.